Shalom, this is Levi Shore. Welcome back to Sweet and Good Torah. Okay, today we're learning sefer Tomer Devorah by Rabbi Moshe Cordevero, the Ramak. We're learning about the Yud Gimel Middos Harachamim. We're learning about the 13 qualities, attributes of compassion and mercy. And we're on number 5, which is Lo Hechazik La'ad Apo, that he does not hold on to his anger forever. All right, so let's jump right in. So it says that even though a person, he holds on to his chait. So even though if a person does an avera chas v'shalom, and he still keeps doing it, he holds on to that and he keeps doing that avera, it says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He does not hold on to his anger. And if he holds on to the anger for a bit, not forever. Loa, not forever. So what does that mean that Hashem holds on to his anger? So first thing, Hashem is this infinite being. He's beyond time and space. He created time and space. He created the middos. He created the emotions. But Hashem himself is a perfect infinite being. He doesn't really have emotions. So, right, because you would not want to live in a universe with an infinite being that would really get angry at you. But why Hashem talks about the middos and emotions is because he created us with middos. He created us with emotions. So he's speaking a language that we can understand. So he says that if he'll nullify his anger, he's doing that even if the person doesn't do teshuvah, even if the person doesn't return to Hashem, even if the person doesn't do the process of teshuvah, which is basically like charata, a person regrets doing the avera, and then he makes it within himself that he's not going to do it again, and then if the same opportunity comes, and then he'll make he'll do a vidoy, he'll say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I did this avera, I'm not going to do it anymore, and he makes plans not to do the avera anymore. And then if a person's in that same situation to do the avera and the person doesn't, that's complete teshuvah. The person's return to Hashem. So even if this person doesn't do teshuvah, Hashem is still not going to hang onto the anger. So we find this in the days of Yeravam ben Yoash. He was one of the kings of the kingdom of Yisrael. Yeravam was the one that rebelled against Rechavam, who was the son of Shlomo HaMelech, who was the son of King Solomon. And in those days, the kingdom was split. So you had the kingdom of Yehuda and the kingdom of Yisrael. And Yeravam was he was the king of the 10 tribes in the north. So even in his days, and he created two I think golden bulls, like two more like golden calves, and he created them in the north so people would worship these golden calves, and people wouldn't go to the Beis HaMikdash, to the temple in Yerushalayim and Jerusalem. So even though Yeravam had led people to worship Avodah Zarah, even in his days, it says in Sefer Malachim, it says in the Book of Kings, that Hashem restored the Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He restored the boundaries of Yisrael, meaning he expanded the boundaries of the kingdom, where other countries may have come and conquered some territory. Even though Yeravam was leading people in Avodah Zarah, Hashem still had mercy and compassion, and even increased the boundaries of the Jewish people during the reign of that king. So, right, it says here, right, they were Ovdei Agalim, they worshipped idols. And Hashem, he had the Richem Aleichem V'lo Shavu. So he had compassion upon us, upon the Jewish people, even though at that time they didn't do teshuvah for these averas they were doing. So therefore, why did he have this Richem? Why did he have this compassion if they didn't do teshuvah? And it's because of this midah. It's because of this particular midah, one of the 13 qualities of compassion. It's because of this midah that Hashem does not hold on to his anger forever. So quite the opposite, what he'll start to do is he'll start to weaken his anger. And then if the person is still doing the chait, still doing the avera, he may not punish them. Rather, what he does is Hashem will mitzapeh marachem ulai yeshuvo. Hashem will patiently, he will watch, and he will have compassion on all of us until we do teshuvah. So it says in Tehillim, in Kuf Gimel Tes, so it's chapter 103 of Tehillim, of the Psalms, and it's pasuk or verse 9. It says, Lo lenetzach yariv v'lo leolam yitor. So Hashem says, not forever will I fight with you or hold a grudge, and not forever will I hold a grudge against you. So rather, that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He guides us through either rakos or vikashos. So he's guiding us through gentleness and just requesting and waiting for us to do teshuvah. And all this is for the good of. But here it may be birakos uv kasho. So maybe it means sometimes gently, sometimes waiting, encouraging us with compassion, and sometimes, unfortunately, if the Devorah gets too bad, sometimes punishment. But all this is for the good of Yisrael. All of it's for the good of the Jewish people. So as we discuss in each one of these are the incredible Middos of Compassion that Hashem has. And we should try to emulate this. We should try to do this in our own lives, and it'll make us more compassionate people. So the Ramak here, he's saying that this Midah is really fit for a person to do this, to act this way towards his friend. That even if a person is permitted to like rebuke someone if they have, there's the Asurim of the friend, like, or his sons, like if someone has caused us like pain or difficulty, and even though it's fitting to rebuke a person, like, someone's like, why did you break this of mine? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? It's saying it's good to have compassion, and a person should not increase his tochachto. He should not increase his rebuke of a person. You shouldn't be constantly telling someone what they've done wrong against you, and we shouldn't hold on to our anger. And even if we are angry, we should just start working on, like, okay, we got angry, but now we're going to try to settle down and try to get rid of that anger, and definitely not to hold on to this anger grudge for a long time. And even if it's permitted for people in certain circumstances to be angry about things, but there's a mitzvah, and it says, Ki sireh chamor sona'acha rovet tachas masao. So there's a mitzvah, one of the 613, and it says that if you will see the donkey of your enemy crouching under its burden, and it says you will definitely help unload the donkey. So what does this mean? So it's a sonecha, it's your enemy, someone you hate, but you see that person has an animal, and the great burden needs to be taken off that animal. And even if there's someone that you're an enemy with, you help that person. It's a mitzvah to help that person. It's a mitzvah to help, people you're even friends with, all the more so. So what does this mean? What does the mitzvah mean? So most people are not walking around with donkeys right now. But for instance, hey, there's a neighbor you don't get along with so well, and you see that the neighbor is trying to unload all these packages from their car. So the mitzvah is run over there and help the person unload the car. That's the mitzvah, to help someone who has to take all these packages off someone. It's not even an animal suffering, it's just a car, but the mitzvah is even someone you don't get along with, help them if you see they have a lot of packages or heavy packages to move. And then kol shekain, all the more so with your loved ones, with your family, with your wife, your husband, your friends, help them. And it's a great mitzvah to do, to help someone, and even your enemy help. So what is this sina? What is this kind of hatred that the Torah is talking about? And the Ramak tells us that if somebody sees someone doing a vera, he's breaking one of the mitzvahs of the Torah, and he himself is just one person, and he sees the person doing this, but he cannot testify. In the Beis Din, in the Torah system of law, you need 2 witnesses to testify in the court if you see someone doing a vera, and so if it's one person, he can't testify, and then he begins to hate the person that he saw doing this avera. So the Torah says, azov ta'azov imo, that you should even like forsake this person. You should walk away, not deal with this person. But it says shavok yastiv libcha, but you should return it to your heart, that you should do the mitzvah to l'karei voso be'ahava. So you should try to makarv the person. You should try to bring the person back to the love of the Torah, to the love of Hashem, to the love of the Jewish people, but you should makarv them with ahava, with love. Even if you're permitted to rebuke, to say, hey, you're doing it all wrong, you don't know what you're doing, it's not the way. It's the way of this midah, is to try to makarv someone, to try to bring someone closer to Hashem, closer to the Torah, and you do it with love, gentleness. And perhaps this will help on this path with this exact midah. Lo hechazik la'ad apod. Do not hold on to anger forever. So It's saying even people we don't get along with, this is a great midah. Like look for opportunities, try to help that person, especially if you don't get along with someone. The best way to bring shalom back to the situation is to go through great effort to help that person. And if you keep helping someone, they're generally going to, like, all those bad negative feelings are generally going to start to melt away. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy to like hold in this anger and these grudges, and let them go. And we'll all be amazed at how much lighter we feel. Great midah not to hold on to anger forever. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you back again soon on Sweet and Good Torah.